In Chapter 15 of Attempt 13 of my FE6 Meh Units Only Ironman, we march further into Etruria to eventually rid the nation of its corrupt nobles and find out that Faye, a young dragon child, snuck out of Arcadia and followed our army to get away from her boring life in the desert. Honestly, if I was stuck in a desert 24/7, like a bird in a cage, I too would go stir crazy. But the problem is that she has now been captured by an Eturian knight who has found out she is in fact a dragon, and he is very keen on getting her to burn for various rewards and privileges. The good news is that there is no timer on actually rescuing her, which means we can move at a glacial pace without concern for Faye's safety. That being said, we do want to get to the eastern village as soon as possible to retrieve the valuable Hamern staff, which allows the caster to repair any item in the game to full durability 3 separate times, essentially translating to 12 extra uses of the warp staff, or repairing various legendary weapons. This map also has Percival show up again right at the very beginning of the chapter, just north of our army. By positioning Laloum here, we can recruit Percival and immediately have Percival and 3 other bulky boys hold on to the cavalry Percival came with. They only need to be escorted to the southeastern corner of the map to get our second Knight's Crest, but I am not risking losing another item to irresponsible green units and my own overconfidence. So these 4 will be dragging along these horse-shaped care packages for a majority of the map. The rest of my army moves east to clean up and support Boar's offensive, as he is the only one with enough mobility, durability, and damage output to deal with the onslaught in front of him. There are some concerns though, including a Valkyrie and an Armor Slayer mercenary doing close to 20 damage to our green-haired menace. But with a couple physics staff uses and clever positioning to pull away annoying targets from Boars, we can get him to the Hamern village just before Garrett the Berserker arrives. Garrett himself can be recruited with Lilina, but we value his existence about as much as his equipped weapons, which admittedly isn't much, but hey,
it's free real estate.
With the Hamern staff secured and Garrett eventually recruited, we finally drop off the 4 cavalry we were holding on to, securing the Knight's Crest for Wendy next chapter. We then create a barricade using Boars and Percival to allow easy training for Sophia and several others on the dozen or so cavalry charging our position, while Merlinus offloads some scrap weapons for storage capacity. Eventually, we clear out the northern wyverns and pull back to our barricade when we agitate half of the castle's defenses to minimize risk on our army. We then pick apart the last few defenders and engage the boss using Boars and Lilina once more. And even though her speed is lacking, I can't really complain, as she doesn't really need to double a target if you're doing 30-ish damage using a basic fire toe. We then close the chapter, and I decide to close stream early as the week had taken quite a toll on me, and the next chapter requires a more steady mind. Have a great week, everybody.